Yeah, it's a little tough when you talk about victories because we try to be humble within COA and we try to look forward. You never want to sit around and pat yourself on the back too long. But I will say that we had a tremendous victory. First of all, there were many practices that were going to face literally millions of dollars. I mean, in some cases, tens of millions of dollars of clawbacks from the Veterans Administration back to 2012 because of a discrepancy of how the VA thought that practices should be paid. We actually, and this is one of these cases where I'm trying to be humble, but I will say single-handedly stopped the VA through a number of resources, including media, including the idea of legal things, but we had some members of Congress that really helped, and we actually met with the VA. We had former members of Congress that met with the VA to basically say, this is wrong, this is going to put pressure on community practices, this is going to fundamentally alter the care of veterans. So that was a big win. I think the other thing is that COA has been, as you know from years of talking about it, we have been shining a spotlight on 340B and the practices of hospitals not using 340B funds to benefit the community or treat patients in need, but to build new buildings, to basically put pianos in the lobby, to fund CEO bonuses. And I think as a result of that, you've seen movement on the part of Congress, as well as the administration, to basically try to regulate 340B, as well as this idea that hospitals get paid a lot more for the same procedure, for example, the first hour of administering chemotherapy, that independent practices have done. So we've shown a big light on that. And I think the other thing, frankly, is, I think, 2 years ago, no one knew really what the PBMs were up to. No one knew about what we call these DIR fees, direct and indirect remuneration. That's a fancy way of saying, do PBMs get direct payments or indirect payments? And we've done a lot. We've done a lot in terms of shining a legal light on this. We've done a lot in terms of the media. We've done a lot of education with Congress. And I'd like to think that now having some of these hearings up on the Hill are a result of the work that we've done on PBM. So I can go on we've had a lot of individual wins relating to things that the PBMs were going to do in terms of throwing practices out of network and stopping patients from getting their medications. But I think those are some of the big wins that COA has. And we look to build on those, especially in the area of PBMs. We are going to put PBMs under a strong light to have them justify how can they deny treatment, how can they delay treatment, how can they switch dosages. I mean, this is fundamental destructive care of patients who have cancer. So look for that to be a big issue. And also look for us to provide alternatives to what some would like to do in terms of changing Medicare reimbursement for very expensive drugs. Look, drugs are more expensive. I've said it before. When you look at drug prices, they are unsustainable. They have to come down. But they are fueled by these PBM rebates. They are fueled by 340B discounts. And we're going to help unpack that.